Hello, sweethearts and lovelies, and welcome back to Temporal Travelers, where I'm editing this instead of my vacation video. Yay! So, I got to spin, but then I spun a thing, and then I spun another thing, which led me to go on a different wheel, and then I spun a different wheel, and thank God I didn't land on the Wizard of Oz, but instead it landed on the 1970 horror picture, The Dunwich Horror, which is a Lovecraft adaptation. So, right off the top, I'm joined by the two usual guests, Michael Hoovian and Sean Dillon. Right off the top, I just want to, add the general disclaimer. H.P. Lovecraft was a big racist piece of shit! Problematic as fuck! Okay, we're good?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
good?
Basically to calm down after watching this movie, I started watching the 1980s series Hunter.
Wow, Mike watching some old retro television? That never happens before.
Whereas I'm more in tune with the whole Lovecraft of it all. And yeah, this was certainly a 70s movie made before The Wicker Man.
Yeah, it definitely has that 70s horror vibe to it, doesn't it? For my money, and I'll still stand by this, I like the scene in the Doctor Who, the Big Finish story about Lovecraft, where a trans woman from the future punches him in the face.
And chews him out, basically going, what you make continues on, but you are forgotten.
We had a little debate about that on the podcast, whether that was right.
Yeah, I don't think that's true, especially coming from Doctor Who, which spent the 90s and early 2000s basically going, Lovecraft is canon.
Yes! Lovecraft, before we get into the Dunwich Horror as a thing, this entire movie felt to me like they were trying to do like what the 90s did in Doctor Who. Because if you don't know, in the 90s, Doctor Who, before the movie, was like, oh, we're gonna bring it back. See, we have all these novels, and we're gonna bring all this back. And one of the things that they wanted to do to kind of shake up Doctor Who was pretty much go, yeah, you know the old ones and the great old ones? Yeah, all that's canon in Doctor Who.
Which seems rather limiting, but again, I assume these aren't the good V&As. I've read some of the good. I've read Time War and Revelation. I've read Love and War.
Why Darkness is good though. Why Darkness I think involves the Doctor's brother.
Oh, he's on his Irving Braxatil shit again. Oh no.
Yeah, and the all-consuming fire is also pretty good. It involves Sherlock Holmes fighting the Cthulhu mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's literally the guy who we think is Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson teaming up with the Doctor to fight Cthulhu. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
So you're telling me you're telling me the V&A's invented Super Hulock.
For cameo.
You're telling me the V&A's invented Super Hulock.
Sort of.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I didn't know what to expect going into this. I knew from the last time you said it was Lovecraft, and I'm like, oh god. But we already dealt with the whole, again, the disclaimer about Lovecraft, the big honking disclaimer. So we can actually
so people may be wondering why we're talking about this, and let me explain.
Because Dean Stockwell's in it.
When we decided to do the rebrand. Basically, when we decided to do the rebrand, we did a lot of things. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to talk about not just, Quantum Leap, but we wanted to do a little bit of looking into the filmography of Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. We've already done Scott Bakula with Enterprise. This is...
God help me.
Yeah, we've already done that. But this time, we are looking into Dean Stockwell. And Dean Stockwell can act.
Yeah.
The man can act.
I have to wonder. I mean, I'm sure he was drawing from other roles in the 20 years between them. But I had to wonder, when he was playing the devil in The Boogeyman, how much of Wilbur was he drawing from?
Because this is fucking terrible. Like, the man is like, even from the first minute we see him, he's like,
hey yo, can I read that Necronomicon, man? Can I read the Cursed Book of the Dead with the forbidden knowledge? Can I read it? Please, can I?
Yeah, he's kind of terrifying.
He's intense. He's intense. I mean, he's got that stare, and he's got, as you remarked, that '70s porn mustache and the curly
That is a
hair.
delightful mustache.
Yeah, that stash needed to have its own part.
I mean,
in the
he had a stash in Dune as well, the David Lynch Dune, but it wasn't that pronounced, as I recall.
Wait, David Lynch was the one who made the Dune movie. Wait.
Well,
Yeah, he did the first Dune.
yeah, sorta did. There was much executive meddling that happened, and the movie that came out isn't exactly a David Lynch movie, but yeah, his name is on it. So
Yeah, if you want the closest thing to David Lynch making Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi, Dune.
Gang, you at home, please open another tab and look up David Lynch talking about George Lucas. This is one of the most delightful stories that David Lynch has ever told.
But yeah, so we get introduced immediately to our main cast characters, as you will, which is basically we get introduced to these two college students, university professor who was apparently teaching the Necronomicon for some ungodly reason, and we get introduced to Wilbur, who is a lunatic, who is currently a lunatic who is very smooth talking to get what he wants.
He also has special eye.
Ooh, he's got that Riz.
Yeah, for 1970, basically this is a Lovecraft short story, so they didn't have much to work with.
Well,
so the movie kind of
well, it's kind of like Stephen King is the same way, where if you where the books kind of feel you have to chop a lot out of them in order to get them to feature length, but you take one of King's short stories and you can perfectly adapt it within 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which is funny because another King short story Dean Stockwell starred in was The Langoliers, which was not chopped down.
Which is also on the wheel.
It's on the wheel. One day we'll hit The Langoliers and we will talk about the most insane time travel rules perhaps ever concocted by fiction.
But anyway, so we get introduced to Nancy, the professor, and Wilbur. Nancy, by the end of this movie, is going to have a lot of stuff.
Yep, that is certainly the thing that happens in a lot of Lovecraft stories.
Yay, we love it. Oh.
Yeah, the two noble Lovecraft adaptations are Reanimator and From Beyond, both of which engage with the sexual undercurrent of Lovecraft, who by some accounts had a complex relationship with sexuality.
I asked that
Jeffrey,
in the chat.
Wait a minute. The Reanimator as in the goo that brings things back to life from that one doctor.
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah, that was a Lovecraft short story.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That movie kind of slaps, but
anyway, Lovecraft as a writer has a complex relationship with sexuality, both in the same way as his complex relationship with race, and in the genuinely complex relationship with sexuality.
I asked this in the chat as I was watching the movie. Has H.P. Lovecraft fucked? Because I was getting an energy off of this.
Complicated. He has likely had sexual interactions, but one gets a sense that he is a very repressed man.
I get it because the whole thing about
there are degrees to which this might be due to his overall relationship with mental health, considering that the element of the woman in the insane asylum was actually semi-biographical.
Oh dear.
His mother was locked up in an insane asylum.
Oh, damn.
He was young.
But see, there's this whole thing where it's like, oh, we're going to open the gateway, and it's all this charged sexuality, and it's like the gateway is the vagina, and it seems like he's both fascinated and terrified by it.
Yeah, that tends to be what Lovecraft is most terrified of. He is terrified of intimacy with other people. This results in the racism of a lot of his work.
Yeah,
Like,
basically,
Red Hook alone basically the Red Hook story he wrote basically cannot spend a paragraph without going, so anyway, I hate black people.
Don't look up what he named his cat.
Yeah, Lovecraft is a person who should be like physically studied because he is a person who, like, his mythos and what he created has changed horror for God knows how many people
You can be influential and still be kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, like one of his most noble interactions with the culture is he has been influenced on the magic scene, as well as most nobly William S. Burroughs.
Oh boy.
Yeah, who literally who took elements from Lovecraft for his own cut-up works.
Yeah, it's a very strange little thing, this film, but thankfully it doesn't feel like it delves too much into, like, oh, the really bad shit that Lovecraft was into, because he's influential, fascinating, abhorrent, just...
But
he is a man of many contradictions.
Basically what we learn is that Wilbur in the movie at the very beginning, we learn that Wilbur is a very conflicted individual. Conflicted being the very key word and very loose termed. Because we meet his grandfather when he brings Nancy to his house. And his grandfather is very much like, I must speak to you.
Well, but what are you doing? No, you're meddling with things you don't understand. Let it be. Be quiet, old man. You don't have the gumption to do what must be done these days. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, because their great-grandfather was hung by the people of Dunwich for basically believing in and possibly sacrificing people to the old ones in an attempt to bring them back and end the world.
Yeah. And so the grandfather did a ceremony to try and do it. And
Boy.
that led to Wilbur's birth.
Oh, not just Wilbur's birth.
Yeah, but that we will get to that.
Oh boy.
But the grandfather did it, and it drove him nearly insane. Drove his mother insane. And Wilbur now is like, I must continue where they left off. No!
Yeah. Dean Stockwell is wild in this movie because, you know, he's not playing a heroic character. He's the antagonist to the motion picture, but he's got a charisma, but also he's just fucking creepy.
Oh, he can pull off creepy. I mean, the man can pull off.
Just the way that when he gets Nancy to take him home, and then he's like, okay, I'll make you some tea. Do. Just gonna sabotage your car and spike your tea. Do. Nothing to it.
Yeah, this is very much... We are in the bad place.
We're not talking about the trial of Katie McBain, but we're pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
I mean, we are kind of given...
The ritual?
Yeah, so we're going to have to put a content warning at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, well, we had a big stonking content warning with... content warning that, and also Lovecraft. So...
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been warned. You've been warned in the video description, gang. Yeah.
But yeah, this is But yeah, this story is basically Wilbur. Basically, what Wilbur's idea or Wilbur's thing is that he's going to do what his grandfather did to his mother. He wants to do to Nancy, and that way
Which,
they.
I want to note that I only spun this. I didn't pick this. I didn't put this on the wheel like a certain wrestling Japanese cartoon. I want that known.
Hey! I put that on there because I didn't realize all that stuff was in the wrestling cartoon until it was far too late.
Yeah, that's what happened. All right.
yeah, you didn't realize that the thing that was on the Wikipedia page, page's first line, happens in the wrestling cartoon.
But we've already dealt with that in our episode. Go watch the "Want to Be the Strongest in the World" episode to watch us lose our fucking minds. But hey, how about we talk about some of the queer subtexts in the movie because of some of the lines, like
Again,
what Elizabeth.
Lovecraft was very much the kind of person who leans himself quite easily to queer subtext. For example, while in the original film, they have the Barbara Crampton character in Reanimator. It was just Herbert West and his unnamed bat. What's the term for kind of bachelor?
What do you mean?
The term for a clearly homosexual man who's a bachelor.
I have no idea.
No idea.
But whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I like the line where Elizabeth is talking about Nancy being up there for the weekend. It's like, if he were a straight guy, I wouldn't be worried. Which I assume that the terminology means like straight as an arrow, like if he were just a regular dude. But straight guy in 2026 reads a little,
Yeah, and repeated uses of the phrase girlfriend.
Yeah, which she means my friend who is a girl. But again,
yeah,
there's an energy there. Words change their meaning in 55 years, so...
Yeah, words change their meaning in 55 years. Do you want me to introduce you to this Batman comic? With this clearly worded on it?
Confirmed bachelor. Or that's it.
What was it?
Confirmed bachelor, that was the term I was thinking.
Confirmed bachelor.
Yeah,
okay.
They're basically confirmed bachelors who live together and are doing weird experiments to create life.
And then the movie comes along and it's Barbara Crampton getting felt up by a headless dude.
And then there's From Beyond, which
thank you,
is
Roger
basically
Corman.
Barbara Crampton having a sexual awakening.
Is this wait a minute. Is this movie Roger Corman? That would explain
Dunwich Horror is Roger Corman.
Oh God.
No, Dunwich Horror isn't Roger Corman, but he was involved in its existence.
Okay, yeah. His name is in there. I didn't know how much involvement he had, but his name's there.
Yeah, he was very much an influence on the director Daniel Haller, who largely worked in television, working on such shows as Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, and the pilot for Knight Rider.
Well, how about that? He has some fun choices when we get into the weird shit that happens.
He actually got his start working as a set designer for Corman's various Edgar Allan Poe films.
Oh yeah, because Corman just shot those out of a fucking cannon. Roger Corman could bang out fucking horror schlock in a second.
Yeah, because again, it's Roger Corman. Roger Corman is known for two things: sexualized things and horror content.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This is certainly interesting in its own way. It's the slow build of Wilbur doing this ritual, and you get some sense of the culture of the time. Like the opening theme is like prog as fuck. Like you put some electric guitars over that, and you've got yourself a prog rock song, baby.
Yeah. And
all the incidental music is like that, or some of the choices, like the dream that Nancy has with.
Oh, the dream is freaking terrifying. Where you see her basically running away from like a cult like thing.
A hedonistic cult that's like
yeah,
riding around naked with paint all over their bodies, like probably fucking each other, but you don't really see it. Or the scene which he films out of a fucking beekeeper helmet with the weird mesh filter over it.
Yeah, which yeah.
Yeah, this is where our content warning comes up because a very bad thing happens.
Yeah, we're not going to mention
the Wikipedia article for it. Very much tries to dodge the implications. I'm just going to read the sentence where it describes what happens.
Very good.
A drugged and hypnotized Nancy is seduced or raped by Wilbur on a clifftop altar by the sea.
Okay, there are two options there, Wikipedia, and I think one of them is what actually happens in the motion picture. I'll give you a hint. It's not the seduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. Yay. Uh-huh.
So meanwhile, while Nancy is being... Yeah, the doctor goes to Dunwich. He goes to the town of Dunwich basically to go follow Wilbur with Nancy's girlfriend and follows him, and they try to find out who Wilbur is.
Man, everyone in town is like, those guys are fucking weird. We want nothing to do with them.
Yeah, they pretty much keep saying that, like, this family's weird. Why did you let your friend go with him?
The nurse is just like, what? Wilbur's got a girlfriend? No girl in this town would ever go with him. Fuck. What the hell is she thinking?
And then we find out a little bit more from the professor's perspective, where he's talking to the doctor of the town, and the doctor of the town is going, yeah, this family's messed up because of the mom. And then he shows the mom, and the mom's like, you wouldn't know it, but she's only 45, and her hair's all white, and she's mumbling, and it's bad. Like, yeah. It is.
And also, when she was pregnant, it turned out that she delivered twins, but one of them was stillborn. Or so they claim. Ooh. Okay, we'll just say the implication. Apparently, in some fucked up ritual, the woman, the mom, Lavinia, fucked an old one, or was impregnated by an old one, Yog Sothoth.
Yeah.
And so
basically, that's 2 content warnings.
Yay!
Damn it, Fresno! This is not a hentai.
What did I say? I didn't pick this. I merely spun it. I did not put this shit on the wheel. I am not responsible.
Yeah, thus far we've only had this is not a hentai, Fresno. This is not a hentai, and god damn it, Mike, this is a hentai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, speaking of hentai, she gets really fucking weird with Elizabeth. This is when the movie. I saw it. It's middly. It's got like 2.9 on Letterboxd, so it's like mid. But
yeah, I gave it like 2 stars. It's very much a 70s horror movie that isn't Halloween because.
Yeah, it tries to. Basically, the movie at this point. Like, it's it's not boring, but it's kind of like middling, and then it ramps up near the
right around here is where it gets a little more interesting, say, where you're like, oh, you perk up because you're actually doing weird shit, which is interesting. But now, on hindsight and sitting back, like in the moment, like, oh, holy fuck, oh my god, this is wild, oh, cool, I'm watching cinema. Now in hindsight, this is like little baby level. If I wanted this level of absolute gonzo madcap bullshit happening in a 70s horror movie, I'd go watch Hausu. But that being said, Timu brand house was not too bad. So Elizabeth goes up to the house. The grandfather's like, go away, get off my land. But she shoves him aside, runs up, and there's been this obvious, there's something locked up upstairs. Ooh, what could it be? And she assumes it's her friend and opens the door, and then she gets killed by sentient psychedelia. Like, color filters all over the place are flashing. There's something attacking her. It's like, and it's like, it's weird and wild in the right way of, oh my god, did I just trip fucking acid? It's 1970, baby. Woo, drugs!
Yeah, it's bad. Like, it is... Basically, Elizabeth, in searching for her friend, has released something into the town of Dunwich.
Yeah.
And the grandfather...
and
even the grandfather's like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah. Which he then falls down the stairs.
The grandfather is also very much opposed to Wilbur getting his freak on and doing this again.
Well, because he knows that bad shit happens. Because now because he's had to keep a fucking Eldritch Horror locked up in his attic for 25 years. Which I want to add. I know that it's a movie and you kind of have to, but I'm disappointed that we actually see the thing at the end. Because
I kind of like that we do, but I kind of like that we do. But what I wish is that I wish we saw it at the very beginning, but then we never saw it again.
Really?
Yeah,
I wish it was split.
It's like any adaptation of color out of space. He decides to actually show the color. The Nicolas Cage one that was unfortunately directed by a sex pest, for example, has the color be psychedelia of the vein that you typically see from Beyond, whereas the more interesting option would be to have the film be in black and white and have actual color be the color.
Ooh, I like that idea. But here's the thing with me. The whole idea with Lovecraft and these old ones is that they're incomprehensible fucking horrors that the mere sight or thought of drives you fucking insane beyond human comprehension. So to have it just be, it is like a monster. Oh, it's a monster. Ooh. To have it actually be shown as, it's just a fucking monster.
See, here's my interpretation of that. The old ones, yes, do not view the old ones. But this child, this entity that has been created by the old ones, to show it would drive someone crazy. For it to appear when it did at the end of the movie, and you know what happens at the end of the movie, it's kind of symbolic for it to actually show up and go and then blow up.
Symbolic. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about the ending because honestly, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. My media literacy might have been a little bit low, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, there's this thing fucking loose, and it starts fucking up the town, and it was impressive at first, but then thinking on it, it's basically like a low rent Doctor Who. Like if you've seen a classic Doctor Who monster kill someone in Doctor Who, you've kind of seen this, but with more flash and go. You've got the monster POV, you've got it stalking someone. This poor actor looks at the camera and goes, "Ah!" and falls over dead.
I'm pretty sure that she even gurneys when the tentacles go after her.
Yeah, maybe. Because there's a lot going on, and it's obscured by the color filters, which, the color filters add a bit to it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we're just kind of doing monster movie shenanigans at this point. We're out in the woods, and there's people hearing noises, and they're like, let's split up, gang, and stay behind. And
by now, what's gathered is that the professor kind of gathered something happened to this woman. Something happened to this town, this woman, and he's pretty much like, we've got to stop Wilbur. Why? He doesn't know precisely, but he knows, especially after seeing the death of Levitica, with the doctor of the town. Yeah, something happened to Wilbur, and we need to stop him.
Which they film her death scene from her POV, and it also has the color filters. So I guess the color filters are supposed to represent like going mad, because she's gone completely mad, and that's all she can see the world in now. And so when the monster thing gets the townspeople, that's what they see. It's like, they're going crazy before they get killed. The like farm scene where they get attacked is fucking crazy. The house starts shaking and crumbling, and the lights are flashing, and it's like ah.
And then when the doctor and the professor and show up at the house, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's the Wilburs! The Wilburs could have done this." And then you have the deputy going, "No man could do this. No one man could do all this."
And it turns out to be the Wilburs all along because they are not people. Which again goes into Lovecraft's general fear of outsiders. And yet, interestingly enough, of all of Lovecraft's characters, the one he most empathized with was Wilbur.
Interesting.
Sort of an outsider who doesn't fully gel with the world outside, at least in the original short story.
Oh my God! I just remembered the scene where he steals the Necronomicon back from the library, and this protracted fight he has with the security guard.
Ba 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 ba. Like,
yes,
you could literally play that music over. No, you could literally play that music over it. It's that choreographed and bad.
Yeah. It's just you fucked that robot, but also I complain a little slightly because it's like how did I put it? Oh yeah, a very silly way to end the fight scene because the guard beats him and then goes to the phone to call the cops, but he wakes up and he grabs a spear. Now, how I would do it is that he'd be so distracted by calling the cops that Wilbur then stabs him. Instead, the guy turns around and is like, "Oh shit, he's got a spear, I'm gonna charge him! Oh, I've been stabbed and dead." He just runs into it! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Oh look, it's a dull spear. I shall run towards the person. Holy, oh, I'm dead.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little contrived, just a little. You could have done it a little differently and make it feel a little bit more organic. But I don't know, whatever. He gets the book. He does his ritual. It's very erotically charged. The gateway is the vagina. Lovecraft is fucking scared of vaginas. I don't know.
And while all the townspeople are basically getting killed by the monster, the doctor of the town and the professor make it to Wilbur. They make it to Wilbur.
I know how to disrupt the ritual. I'll start yelling ancient words to disrupt it.
Like a counter curse.
There's some magic going on here that I don't understand because I don't know. I haven't read the original story. I haven't read that much of the Lovecraft mythos. I may be missing the forest for the trees here and some of the nuances, but I don't know what the fuck is happening here to actually stop things. He's doing the ritual. Dr. Armitage is yelling something in ancient language. It's not well telegraphed. IMO.
Oh, not even close.
But
yeah.
It's just he says some words in the ancient cryptic tongue of the Necronomicon, and then lightning strikes Dean Stockwell and he falls off a cliff and dies. That's how the movie ends.
Yeah, again, like a lot of adaptations of Lovecraft, especially from the 70s. In fact, a lot of 70s occult horror, the problem is this is a battle between God and the bad God, who is Satan.
Right.
Rather than God and another God. Which in turn, the only solution can be God is responsible for the destruction of the evil.
Oh boy.
But what we do get is right at the end, we get of course a visualization, but we also get the truth about what this is. So Leviticus' child that died in childbirth did not die of childbirth.
Yeah, and it
became old one.
It's a fucking Medusa head. Again, this is why I say, you shouldn't have depicted this. I get it that because it's half human, you don't go. It won't completely destroy the world with a thought. It just merely, drives you insane and then kills you. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, that's a monster.
And so the professor and the doctor are like, "Hooray! The Walleys have been destroyed. Nothing will happen. Everything's fine." Oh no.
She got the
Yeah.
baby in the oven.
Again, this is a 70s horror movie. Things end bleak and horrifying. The 70s were an era where all the utopian dreams of the 60s had died out horribly in either Paris, the People's Park in Berkeley, or the election of Richard Nixon, depending on who you ask. Some people also argue Charles Manson was to blame, but utopianism was dead, and now we have to live in its ruins of pain and misery. There is no hope. Nothing is going to get better.
Yeah, and the 70s remained that way until a space movie came out. But that's a story for another time.
Actually, no, not a space. Actually, no. The end of the optimism of the 70s wasn't space movie. It was a boxing movie.
Okay, that tracks too. That Rocky's a fucking excellent movie as well. Holy shit, 5 stars.
Yeah, 70 cinema largely goes for. Yeah, 70 cinema largely goes for bleak endings where, like the parallax view, where the investigator gets killed and framed for assassinating the politician.
After investigating ourselves, we have concluded that we did nothing wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's basically how the parallax.
Great film.
Yeah, excellent film. That's. I mean, you can say that downer endings, the system is corrupted by basically any Alan J. Palooka film, huh?
Yeah, except for the All the President's Men, which is very much. History goes. Fortunately, Richard Nixon was investigated and charged with his crimes. But then he got away with it anyways.
Which, Pyrrhic victory. Yeah. And you have this vein of horror in other movies that come out in the 70s. Folk horror was a very big. I mean, you've got The Wicker Man.
Which was 3 years after this.
Yeah. And Rosemary's Baby is contemporary with this at the time, also directed by a real piece of fucking work.
Yep.
And The Exorcist is around this time as well.
Exorcist, at the very least, has the optimistic ending of the child lives, but the priest sacrifices himself.
Mm-hmm. So there's something there. Yeah.
Which is usually the best that the heroes can get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, Dunwich Horror then. What do we think, gang? What do we think?
I've seen better.
When I first saw the movie, I had to go literally watch Hunter because I was like, I feel uncomfortable. I need to go watch something that doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. And now thinking about it, I'm like, what is this movie?
I mean, it's a perfectly cromulent 70s horror picture. Like I like if I had to give it stars, I didn't hop on Letterboxd. 2.5, maybe pushing a 3, maybe. And it's fitting that we watched it on Tubi because Tubi is like the place for the 2.5 to 3 star motion picture. The perfectly cromulent movie that you watch for free on Tubi.tv.
Yeah. What's funny is currently on Tubi you have all of Columbo. So.
You also have a lot of other shows ranging from blockbusters to independent fare. Tubi is an actually interesting website for various film.
I every Saturday night I'll pop a bowl of popcorn and hop on the Tubi and see what the fuck is going on. Like I watch stuff like I rewatched UHF on there before I left. Wonderful.
Yeah, right after I finished watching the Dunwich Horror, I decided to pop on the show, which was written by Alan Moore and is on the Twin Peaks portion of the wheel.
Oh, well, that's lovely. But speaking of wheels, since we've all given our thoughts on and by the way, we should mention again, Dean Stockwell, pretty good in this. That's why we're here after all.
Dean Stockwell is the highlight of the entire movie.
Mm.
Like
him and his stash.
His stash and the psychedelia.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch a movie just for one actor, Dean Stockwell in the Dunwich Horror knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, quite good. So next time, now correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe. Okay, Mike spawned Willy Wonka. I spawned Dunwich Horror, so I do believe Sean, you're up.
Yeah.
And what we
I think I spun something else before that.
You spun Dirty Pair.
Right.
spun
So
Dirty
I have
Pair.
to spin until we get a quantum leap.
Yeah, we're doing
Yes.
a quantum leap. We decided we're going to a quantum leap.
Yeah, we're going to do.
We've done
And
like
I'm
what,
praying
4
to God-
tangents?
Yeah, we've done like 5 tangents now.
So yeah. Anyway, Sean, do your thing and let's see what we get.
Okay, I have to spin again because that's a tangent. We would have been talking about the TNG era comic The Gift, which was co-written by John Delancey about Q showing Picard an alternate future, and him having to set things right.
What's with the wheel being nice? Like, what's happened?
Nice. We just talked about. Look at I got to put 2 content warnings on this thing for noncon and HP fucking Lovecraft.
Good point.
Just double checking. Ghost Ship, is that a quantum leap?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Ghost Ship is a quantum leap episode. Okay.
Yeah, that's a quantum leap episode.
That's
That
a
one's
fine.
one
That's
with
a
the
fine quantum leap episode, and it even kind of dovetails with this because it's spooky.
Yeah. So next time we get to talk about the Bermuda Triangle.
Ghost Ship,
Yeah!
Ghost Ship, which notably is a bottle episode set entirely on a form of transportation in the middle of the ocean, a plane.
Yep.
All right, we're doing that. So again, you can find us on Bluesky in the usual places. I have some things on my blog. I did The Simpsons season 9. I did whatever the fuck I did. I did the Final Fantasy X thing. That was a couple weeks ago. You can go read that. Streams Monday and Thursday nights. Now that I'm fucking back, Marriage is in Mystria, and if they bother to fiddle with the patches so it actually works, we're gonna be wooing a witch on Mondays. So that's gonna be something. And also, after I finish this and the whole bunch of other Common Writer malarkey I have to do over the weekend, I get to edit a vacation video. So look forward to that. Yay. Mike, what have you been up to?
I have been. I've mostly been trying to finish. I finished during the 2 weeks. I finished Pokemon Black, which was a really fun experience. That was a fun experience, and I also am trying to beat Dragon Quest VI.
Oh,
which is currently both for my blog. Located at michaelhuvianthoughts@blogspot.com. I haven't done much for my letterbox, which is also at Michael Huvian, but that's mainly because I've been trying to beat. Dragon Quest VI, and that's been most of my time.
That's interesting. Have you played much Dragon Quest prior?
Dragon Quest 11, 1, and 2. Out of the 3, I'd probably 11 is the best one, and you need to play 11, Fresno.
Maybe 3, 4, 5. Those are bangers, incidentally.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I've heard of. I've watched Nakatalili's LP of 4, and I'm like, yeah, if I played this, I would probably really like it.
And 5 is like, well, almost regarded as like the peak one in a lot of ways. That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you're enjoying DQ6. Anything else?
Not much. John, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm mostly working on various articles. I just finished writing some reviews here and there for The Beat. I am also working on a book about Channel Awesome and the rise of fascism in 21st century internet culture. It's called The Objective Arbiter of Reality. I have just finished writing about To Boldly Flee in, give me a sec to look at the word count, nearly 25,000 words.
Good heavens.
Yeah, so right now I'm currently going to be taking a break from that to go to Boston next Monday.
Ooh.
Okay, and I am also, working on the Madoka Magica reviews, which is being delayed because of miscommunication regarding when some people were going to be available to do do Common Right reviews.
You silly gooses! How did you not realize I was in my status was Grand Bank, baby! I've been talking about Grand Bank for the entire time! How did you not realize I wasn't gonna be there?
Yeah, so we'll be, so probably sometime mid-September, maybe early October, we will be doing the Madoka Magica reviews, which will be taking the place of the Quantum Leap reviews for about 5 weeks.
Yeah, so hopefully you gang can tune into that one.
Yeah, and the thing is that I may be involved in that. I may not be. Who knows?
If you don't want to, you don't have to be.
Yeah. Well, take a breather. Take a breather.
I do want to say this while I'm looking at the wheel. While I'm looking at the wheel right now, man, the wheel used to be so thick, and now used to be barely legible titles, and now you're looking at them, and most of the titles at this point are fully visible.
Yeah, to give you an idea, we only have 77 episodes of Quantum Leap left before we reach the end of the wheel.
Yay. And now we're knocking
And
it
once
down.
we hit 10 episodes of Quantum Leap, the wheel shrinks immediately, and we keep going until the wheel is complete before doing the final episode of Quantum Leap, which, as I've said multiple times, is perfect and does not need an alternate ending.
You're right. And then maybe we'll think about this in 5 years. Maybe I'll get you kids to talk about Quantum Leap 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do the Fargo podcast.
Well, we'll see what we're doing after that. We've got
or God help me, my weird Steven Universe podcast.
Oh boy. You certainly have a lot of ambitious podcast ideas. I'll give you that much. You got the drive. I give you that.
Hello, and welcome to the 1980s podcast, in which we will be talking about television shows made in the 1980s.
What do you think this is made as? Anyway, Sean, writing and books and other things.
Also, Back to the 11th Hour is now in print, though the physical copies will be released eventually.
Yes.
And Last War in Albion Volume 2 is probably coming out soonish.
Ooh.
Hopefully by the time the Hugo Awards happen.
Nice.
Man, can I just say, I can't believe that we're doing all this stuff. I do want to say this though at the very end. You guys have really introduced me to a lot of interesting shows and stuff through this wheel, so I really appreciate that.
Oh, but of course. And my gambit last year, where I finally watched the Oz cartoon, got you to watch. I don't even remember what I made you do. You did Lycoris.
Oh dear.
I did Lycoris, Bocchi the Rock, and a bit of Sailor Moon.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, and unlike me, you didn't get cursed for watching Sailor Moon.
Yeah, well, yeah. Mike's the only one here who didn't get cursed for Sailor Moon takes. So that's lovely. But don't worry, it's okay. We were counterspelled. We're fine, I think. Anyway,
Yeah,
any other things to plug, Sean?
Anyway. What?
Any other things to plug?
Don't you do Twitch streams?
Well, I meant for you. I already plugged mine.
Oh, no. I mean, again, my focus is on this fucking book.
Yeah, book. Very good. You keep at it. You're doing great. Okay, so with that being said, I'll say good day to y'all. Thank you for listening to our discussion on the Dunwich Horror, and look forward to next time when we talk about Quantum Leap with a spooky time in the Bermuda Triangle in Ghost Ship. This is October already? No, it's not. I hope not, because October means I get busy, and also it gets cold, and I don't get to wear shorts anymore. And then I have to worry about the heat, but I'm going to stop bitching and instead going to say, thank you very much for watching, and we hope you enjoy whatever it is you watch next.